In the book Metadimensional, there's one chapter which I call With Your Forgiveness. What am I asking forgiveness for? Okay, so look, it's pretty clear that this theory is in a bad position. I am nobody with no credentials, and I wrote the theory that kind of argues that everyone else is wrong, and I do that while inventing so many terms and concepts that no one heard of before. No one knows even by a different name. Yeah, and I expect to be taken seriously. This is not what you want to take seriously. This is not what I would want to take seriously. This is what you'd expect from a teenager who says that they know best, better than everyone else, while in actuality, they're just ignorant. That's what you'd think about this theory. That's what I would think about this theory. Especially if you know a thing or two about the topics I'm talking about. You would assume that if you don't know me, if I don't have credentials, at most, I will make a small, insignificant remark about, largely insignificant remark about what everyone agrees on, something that is easy to grok and easy to verify, and not a theory that is so outlandish that I don't know if you can refute it, and confirming it is really difficult. Not impossible, but difficult. So this is a bad place to be in, I understand, and I would not be much more forgiving than you. I would probably be less forgiving than you for what I'm arguing. But the thing is, this is not my intention. I wasn't planning on just pissing on everybody's lawn. I wasn't planning on showing everyone is wrong, like going one by one, theory by theory, physicalism, dualism, theism, all the isms, and going postmodernism, going one by one and arguing that they're wrong. It wasn't my intention to reinvent, to give an ensemble of new terms that no one understands. It's just that what happened is that for some kind of strange reason, it happens to be the case that everyone, all the philosophies, all the religions, all the persuasions, all the ideologies that I'm aware of have made the same wager. And what I realized that wager was wrong. They were wrong to make that wager. It turns out to be false, as far as I can tell. And what is that wager? Well, it's the wager that the semantic contexts that we perceive are as or more fundamental than our perception of them. Or in a metaphor analogy, we believe, think of a perception as a screen. We believe that the images, the things that appear on the screen are more fundamental than the screen. We all made that assumption. And as it turns out, things make much more sense if you assume that the screen is more fundamental than the things on it. So what do I mean? Like, take for example physicalism. That's a clear case of that. You assume that physical processes that are not a part of the screen, that exist objectively, irrespective of whether you perceive them, produce the screen. If you're thinking about the discussion about consciousness, about there being like mind, like some kind of domain, field of abstract thought that doesn't occupy your perception, your experience in the moment, needs explanation at the same breath that you explain experience itself, or even before. That it precedes it. It's more important than that. If you think about theism, it's not that people want to ask the question whether there's a God. They want the stories, the mythology, to be true. The contents of their on the screen. They don't want just the existence of something that is capable of being God. They want it to be the story that is appearing on the screen. And if you think about, let's say, in medicine, again, you want there to be a story about a reality that a body that determines everything, and you're not accepting like the role of experience in determining well-being. Again and again and again, there's this kind of like I call it like a "don't mind me" syndrome, where we constantly look down on our role as experiential agents in the universe. Like, for example, people say that free will is an illusion, or that the self is an illusion. Everything is an illusion because what is not illusory is out there. It's not experienced. It's not an experience. It's something out there. Simulation theory again. That's like, don't mind me here. Don't mind my perception of my free will. Don't mind my perception of reality. The real thing is not what I perceive. Don't mind me. When you're thinking about physicalism, you say, don't mind my perception. No, don't mind me being just observing. That's all information I have. Continue to believe as if there's a greater thing. There's a greater reality, and continue work. Assume that that's more important than my account of reality. The same also for religion. And so, what this caused is that if once you realize that that's not what happens, that experience is more fundamental than all these other things, then you are left in a vacuum. I was left in a vacuum. I didn't plan on reinventing or making such a vast cosmology, such a vast amount of inventing such a vast amount of terms, but the theoretical domain was vacant. Everyone was on the other camp. And then it puts me in a weird state now that I am opposing both. Like, if you have two let's say you have scientists and then you have atheist, and I'm opposed to both because they both made the same wager, which I now see is wrong, or I think I see is wrong. So this is how I got to this state. It's not ideal. It may be irredeemable. It may be the reason why this fear will never become successful, irrespective of and of course there's the question of credentials, but it is what it is.